Well, the cemetery dates back to shortly after the Civil War, and it was originally owned by several African American citizens, a married couple and a friend of theirs. They owned this property. We believe it was used as an unofficial burial ground for a while because John N. Smith and a couple of the other markers do predate it becoming an official cemetery. In 1880, they sold the property to some of the local churches to use as a black cemetery.
The cemetery has served as a great community focal point for people to learn about the history of those individuals who had contributed to Southport, but who nobody really knew a whole lot about.
The cemetery traditionally has been a part of the local community. From the stories that I've heard from people who grew up here, there was a big Memorial Day celebration. They would tend the graves, they would take care of them, they would bring their children with them, and as they tended the graves, they would tell them stories about the people who were buried there.
Community response to the changes that we were able to make as a result of the AARP grant has been tremendous. Everyone that I've talked to that has had the opportunity to come to the cemetery to enjoy the signs has loved it. And we have had other inquiries as to possible installation of exhibiting profiles of other people that are buried here.
I think I've seen more traffic here. And I think that's a direct result of the efforts that we've made to clean up the cemetery, to put the signs in, to put the benches in.
The AARP money specifically was used to create benches that could be set up where people could go and sit and rest when they were visiting the cemetery. And next to the benches would be interpretive signage that would say something about the people that were buried there. And so what we did is we identified some of the occupations that people had lived when they were there. So we have one section that is devoted to the business community, one to educators, one to the fishing community, and then one of a general nature, but also one that identifies the veterans.
So with the Community Challenge Grant, it helped facilitate the National Historic Site that it became, where there was the first outdoor museum at a cemetery, which is just awesome.
The impact this project has been to bring a variety of people together that would not have otherwise encountered each other. I've had talked to people, and people, have come up to me because they've seen what's happened, and they appreciate what we're doing as well as the history of the cemetery.
What we hope is that people who come to town, yes, they love going downtown to the water and to the restaurants, but what I'm hoping and what I will promote is that I want them to come off House Street 2 blocks and come to this cemetery and walk around and feel the presence and the culture and learn about Southport and learn about an overall cultural heritage that is here.
The importance of this project to Southport is that its cemeteries are a great way of linking the past and the present, and also it connects people regardless of their racial or ethnic background because we all have a shared history.